So I'm Bob Walton, and I'm from the Red Star Environmental Coalition, and as you're probably aware, we are engaged about the Dunn Landfill and all that. So we recently sent 2 letters to the New York State Health Commissioner. I don't know if you've seen those. I sent them. Did everybody see those? Great. I gave you a handout that summarizes that. So I'm here tonight to kind of ask to consider doing something similar, however you do it, with the health commissioner, because I think we've opened the door, and we've already had the county legislature has forwarded a request to the health commissioner already. So, you know, there's some action happening here, but I wanted to get into a little of the details. I'm not going to take a lot of time. So the policy basically says that vulnerable and disadvantaged communities should receive greater scrutiny and protection. In this case, where the kids go to school should not decide their health outcomes. In other words, they have to go to this school, it's next to a landfill, they don't have a choice. Okay? The situation should not be treated the same as areas where there is not a landfill next to a school. Health equity requires evaluating the total cumulative burden from multiple pollutants over time. We have not received an answer from the Department of Health, yet in responding to the Channel 6, the Health Department used our litigation with DEC as a reason to not answer our request. I don't know if you saw that on Channel 6. Lawsuit is not an excuse for the Department of Health not to act. They can begin the process, but not enter it into the public records until the lawsuit is completed. In other words, they can start to act. They don't have to use the lawsuit as an excuse not to do anything. It does not change the physical reality next door. Most importantly, it does not change your fundamental role in protecting the kids. So as board members, I know you understand your highest priority is the safety of the students in your care. A landfill next door brings predictable risks. By asking for the evaluation, you are not taking sides in the lawsuit. It doesn't have anything to do with a lawsuit. You are simply doing due diligence to investigate potential hazards. The state health department can't ignore a request from an elected school board. You have weight that our coalition doesn't have. Also, if you consider this from a liability standpoint, if a health issue actually does come up down the road, waiting for a lawsuit to finish is not going to look like an acceptable defense. Making a formal request completely protects this board and this district. If the state refuses a direct request from the school board, the liability falls squarely on the state. Thanks, and I can try to answer any issues or questions that you might have. So.
We're constrained from making too many comments in response to presentations. State law.
What's that? Say what?
We're constrained from making too many comments about it. So my default is to ask the superintendent to follow up with you as appropriate. I want to learn more about it. I guess I wasn't aware of the lawsuit, but I'd ask Joe if he would just follow up with you and further with us.
State law prevents you from talking? Why?
I don't make it up. But the rule is not to engage. That's
engage in what?
So when
Can I, Bob? I'll meet with you, and I'll probably bring Peter to meet with you.
yes,
We're not throwing you out.
Yeah.
We're just not going to turn this meeting into that meeting with a long discussion. That's all he was saying.
I'm just trying to be here for.
He's not dismissive on that
Understood.
one. I'll meet with you, or we'll meet with you and have a deeper discussion about that.
That's great.
What I would like to say publicly, though, I would like to thank your organization for all the activism you've done to help protect the community and the students. I'm going to tell you, in my 8 years here, I've seen a difference in how our neighbors have to operate. And I've seen the smells reduced, and I've seen them have to take additional precautions based on dust because of the activism that you guys have exercised. And I want to give you some credit for that. you.
Yeah, made some difference.
Especially over the last 4 years.
If the only goal is to close it, you haven't succeeded there, but if the goal was to make the place safer, you have definitely taken notches along the way because of the efforts of your group.
Yeah,
We are appreciative.
I agree. And
Yeah,
We can all agree on
It's a lot of work, but I really, I made the submission, obviously,
Yeah.
you know. I just have, I wanted to find something where I might make a difference, and this is what I came up with.
I can say measurably from my shoes, a difference has been made in the quality of life surrounding this area.
As a property owner on a hill, I definitely can tell you there's a difference. Every time when it would get humid, you'd have the horrible methane. Now I haven't noticed it this spring at all.
I think a lot of times our silence too comes off as that we don't care or have much to
I
say.
didn't know there was
No,
anything.
there was probably
about
gonna be
that.
some awkward silence after that, so that's what happens, but,
I didn't know there was anything
Yeah.
to that. I didn't know.
No.
there
And
was-
I'll say this, as an early member of RAC, I remember when you came and joined the group, and you made a difference.
oh yeah, I
By the
appreciate it.
way, I'm just gonna say this is kind of funny. So I was looking because I got some negative comments on Facebook, because we post on Facebook all the time. And I got some negative comments from someone. And so I said, I remember that person at the August 23 public hearings said something that was like completely opposite from what he's saying now. So I went to look at the transcripts, and I happened to see your thing, and I thought what you said was really great, and I particularly liked the Sebastian Maniscalco question about, why would you do that? Which was about, why would you put a landfill next to a school? So, I'm done. So,
That was before I was on the board. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
It was
for
nice
your
to see you.
I hope you don't mind.
No, nice to see you, thank you.